Hello and welcome back to Sorare Assist. Today I'm going to be telling you all about Sorare in this in-depth video tutorial. This is going to be a long one, guys, but make sure you stick around so you can learn every single aspect of Sorare so you can get started and play today. You can now of course play using the English Premier League players as well with the launch of the digital asset cards that you can use and play on the Sorare Fantasy Football. If you like this video, smash the like button and subscribe to the channel. If you're not signed up to Sorare yet, use the link below. It's the best link out there, guys, to sign up to Sorare. You will get some free stuff using that link. Details are in the description. So guys, let's get straight stuck into it then. Learn a little bit about what Sorare is. So if you like fantasy football, football manager and football in general, then you're in the right place, as Sorare brings all that to football fans. Sorare is a global fantasy football game where you can compete in tournaments twice a week for free, and you'll have a chance to win big prizes in the form of Ethereum and player cards. But not only that, you can also trade and collect them if that takes your fancy, and you can also play in different fantasy sports including the NBA, the MLB, and now of course the Fantasy Premier League and other top leagues in world football. Sorare is one of the first NFT fantasy football games to incorporate fantasy football and playing cards into one platform, using the modern technology of the blockchain and the NFTs to power the global fantasy football game. You can build a collection of player cards that you'll be able to use in twice weekly fantasy tournaments that are free to play. Because these player cards are on the blockchain and an NFT, this means these cards are digital assets and unique in their own way. So let's learn a bit about these cards then on Sorare, which are these digital assets you can see on screen. So player cards come in different rarities on Sorare. And when purchased they are processed through the blockchain. Due to this, they are a unique and digital property that you own, known as NFTs, which stands for non-fungible tokens. The four main card types are these yellow limited cards, the red coloured rare cards, the blue coloured super rare cards, and the unique cards. In terms of the limited cards, there's 1,000 of these of each player for each season. In terms of the red cards, which are the rare cards, there's 100 of these for each player each season produced. There's only 10 super rares of each player for each season, and there's only one unique of the unique cards on Sorare, which are these black coloured cards, and these are the most expensive and highly sought after cards. We also have the common cards as well. Now these are not technically NFTs, but they are still very valuable on Sorare because you can use them to enter the free-to-play tournaments where you can win some of the limited cards. There's an infinite number of these produced for each player for each season, of course, as these are not NFTs. So let's have a look a bit closer at these cards on Sorare then. So every card will look the same apart from the colour of the card depending on the rarity, and also some details as well on the card. Now as you can see at the top left here, we've got the season of this card. So this is the 2022-2023 season of the common card, which is depicted here for Marcus Rashford. On the right we've got the club badge of that player at the time that this card was printed. Also the player's shirt number as well, and obviously a little abbreviation of the club that the player plays for. We've of course got the name of the player at the bottom here. We've got the Sorare logo here, and also the logo of the league that player plays in, which of course is the English Premier League. We've also got the player's position, player age at the time when the card was printed, and the player's nationality as well. And at the bottom of there as well, we've got a nice little touch here. This is saying this is the launch edition of this Marcus Rashford common card. That's because this is the first ever card edition that was launched on Sorare, so that's a nice little feature there. As I say, all the cards will have this similar information on, but some of the different rarities of cards, like the limited card here, as you can see it's saying this is the season 2022-2023 season of Harry Maguire. But it's also saying that this is number 2 of 1,000. So as I say, in the limited category there's 1,000 of each player for each season printed on Sorare. This is number 2 of 1,000 of the Harry Maguire card. So serial number 2 if you like. There's also some special edition cards as well, like this Diego Maradona legend card. You can use these legend cards in a special Legends Fantasy Football tournament on Sorare. There's also other cards as well available on Sorare, special edition cards, things like Team of the Season, things like that, a bit like they get on Foot on FIFA. So in terms of buying cards on Sorare, there's two ways to get hold of these player cards on Sorare. One is to go to the market, new card auctions here, and this will show you all the ongoing auctions that are sold by Sorare. You can bid on that player by clicking on the bid button here. You would then put in an amount that you want to bid for. Obviously it needs to be higher than the current bid. You can also see recent sales as well of this card here to give you an idea of how much the auction is likely to be. Once you're happy with a price, you can go ahead and click on bid, and that will submit your bid on that player. Just like an eBay auction, if you're the highest bidder when that auction ends, you will win that NFT card and be able to use it in the upcoming fantasy tournaments. As you can see here at the bottom, it shows you a ticker of when that auction is going to end in minutes and seconds. Obviously if you're outbid, you will need to put another bid in on that player. Another way to buy cards on Sorare is via manager sales, which can be found under market and manager sales here. This will bring you a list of all the listed players that the current managers or players have listed on Sorare that they're looking to sell. If you do want to buy any of these players, you can just go ahead and click the buy button on the player that you want to purchase. This is the displayed price of the player, so you will be paying that price if you are looking to buy this particular player. So you go ahead and click on buy, and then you'd put in the amount that you wanted to pay, recent sales as well of that player, to give you an idea if this price is fair currently listed. If you just want to buy him, you just go ahead and click buy. You can of course though click on the card as well and make an offer for that card to the manager. So if you go down here, you can click on trade, and then you'd put in an amount that you're wanting to offer that manager for this card. You just go ahead and click on send trade. You can also specify how long you want this offer to stay open. Obviously after that time the offer will be withdrawn. But once this offer is sent, the manager will receive the offer and they can decide whether to accept or refuse that offer. And you will get a notification informing of their decision. And to sell a card as well, all you need to do is just go to My Club, go to your cards. This will be your collection of cards that you own. You just then need to click on a card that you're looking to sell. Then you'll see a button here saying list my card. You can click on that button. This will bring you to this screen. You can set the duration that you want this card to be listed for. You can also look at the recent sales of this card as well to get an idea of how much that card is worth. You just then need to put in an amount into here and then just go ahead and click list. Once you've done that, the player will be listed on the market, a bit like this player here that I've already listed, as you can see here. But if I wanted, I could just cancel that listing by hitting the cancel listing button, and that will take that player off the market. So once you've got your hands on some of these NFT cards, you can go ahead and enter some tournaments. You can do that by going to the play upcoming page. Now there's a number of fantasy tournaments on Sorare. There's the All-Star tournaments, the America tournament was specific to America League, so you're thinking of the American MLS, Argentina League, the Brazilian League, the Mexican League, obviously all leagues that are in America. We've also got the Challenger Europe division. Now in this division, in this league, it's all the teams that are in Europe outside of the top 5 leagues. So this covers quite a lot of leagues, including Portugal, Netherlands, Denmark, Belgium, to name just a few. Champion Europe is the top 5 leagues in Europe, so this is going to include the English Premier League, the French League 1, German Bundesliga, Spanish La Liga and the Italian Serie A. So you're only able to enter the players from that league in that competition. We've also got the second division Europe League. Now this division is basically covering the second division teams in the top 5 leagues. So again, it's the Italian, English, French, German and Italian leagues. These are the second division sides in those countries. We've also got the under 23 division. Now this division could be any player from any league, but they do have to be under 23 to enter this competition. We've then got all-star competitions. As you can see, we've got an all-star competition here. Now this all-star is basically any league, any player, any age, no limits really in this division. We've also got the cap competitions as well. This basically means you've got a salary cap to spend on your team. So in this cap 220 is basically 220 salary cap. Cap 240 is 240 cap, and cap 270 is a 270 cap. Something to bear in mind though, the cap 240 is that no XP, so the experience of your cards, which I'll come on to later, isn't applied in this particular tournament. We've also got the league-specific leagues as well. So as you can see in this example here, we've got the French League Amateur and the French League Pro. Now the differences between these two leagues is the French League Amateur is where you can draft a team of 8 players from the French League within a points cap. You'll then be able to enter this tournament with your free cards that you get when you sign up, with a chance to win a share of 200 limited cards. In the French League Pro 270, you basically have a 270 points cap to spend, so a salary cap there to spend on the French Ligue 1 players with a share of 230 prizes on offer. Another thing in this league as well is that you can actually use one of your common cards that you get when you sign up to enter this league, and then you'll need another 4 of the limited cards which you can of course buy on the market to enter the French League Pro 270. The French League Amateur is just common cards, so you'll be able to enter that as soon as you sign up to Sorare. Now you'll also notice there's different colours of competitions here. So we've got this yellow colour here, the red colour, the blue colour and the black colour. Now these colours basically represent the different scarcities. So this is the limited competition, so the limited cards can enter those divisions. This is the rare competitions, and this is the super rare competitions and the unique competitions. So majority of these different scarcities, you do need that specific scarcity of card to enter these competitions. I did cover the scarcities at the start of this video. Another competition worth mentioning as well is the kick-off divisions, which you can find here. Now there's a kick-off division for each scarcity, so the limited, rare, super rare and unique. And in these competitions, it's all competitions are covered, so you can pick any players from any league. But in this particular tournament, the rare tournament, you only need 1 rare to enter this competition, and you can make up the rest of your team of 5 using 4 limited cards. So the kick-off division is really a good chance to progress in terms of winning the higher rarity of cards, because in this competition I could use 4 limited cards and 1 rare card, and there's 13 rare cards in the prize pool. So this is going to enable me to potentially win another rare card and then build up to enter some of these global competitions. Another thing to note as well is that game weeks are twice weekly, so there's 2 game weeks every week on Sorare if there's enough eligible fixtures. And there's also deadlines as well, of course, for each eligible game week. So make sure you don't miss the deadlines, which are usually 3 PM UK time on a Tuesday and Friday. Also, to enter a team in these tournaments, you will need at least 1 goalkeeper, 1 defender, 1 midfielder. And also, to enter these tournaments, you will need at least 1 goalkeeper, 1 defender, 1 midfielder and 1 forward, and then a player in the extra slot, which does need to be an outfield player, so defender, midfielder or forward. In all these competitions as well, you do get to pick a captain, as I've done here with Mario Rue, who's going to get a 50% bonus on their score, so it's really important that you pick the right captain. There's also plenty of juicy prizes up for grabs as well in all these tournaments, including of course more of the player cards that you get on Sorare that you then be able to keep to enter in other tournaments or sell on the open market on Sorare. You're also going to be getting some cash prizes as well. So if we look at this Challenger Europe Rare tournament here, look at the prize pool. So if you finish in the top 3, you're going to be getting some really good rewards. So you're going to be getting, for finishing first, €242.97 plus a star rare player card. Now the star rare player cards are going to be people like Dusan Tadic, Enzo Fernandez, Odessi, who plays for Benfica, Okan Koku, some really big names. And some of the price of these players as well is really steep. And of course you can sell these players as well on the open market if you are lucky enough to win them on the Sorare tournament. As you can see, some of these players are selling for big bucks at the moment on Sorare. On this page as well, you'll be able to see all the different prize pools and the number of entrants. So as you can see here in the All-Star Limited, there's $656.25 up for grabs, 875 limited card rewards up for grabs, and there's 9,819 people registered in this tournament at the time of recording. Now to pick a team, it's really simple. All you need to do is just click on the register tab of one of the tournaments that you want to enter. You'll then be brought to this player selection page. You'll start by picking your goalkeeper. You can filter this as well by a few different filters. So you go ahead and pick one of your goalkeepers who've got a good fixture this game week. You'll also pick a defender, then a midfielder, and a forward, and then another player in the extra slot. Once you've done that, you can go ahead and pick your captain. As I say, your captain does get a 50% bonus. Once you're happy with your captain and your team selection, you just need to go ahead and click confirm. Your team will then be registered in the upcoming game week and ready to compete for those prizes. It's also worth mentioning as well, guys, the XP of cards. So as you can see here, this card of Joseph Akumu has got a 5% XP bonus. Basically what the XP is that you'll get a 5% bonus on that player's score in any given game week on the fantasy tournaments. The player gains XP from entering them into lineups and also putting them in the training lineups as well on Sorare. Players that you put in the training lineups will get double XP as well as an added bonus, so make sure you are training up your player cards to gain that XP, which is going to give you a nice bonus on your cards. So now you know how to enter tournaments, you obviously want to know how players score points. Well, this is based on real world actions that the player performs during a match, just like regular fantasy football. So let's have a look at the Sorare scoring matrix then. So the player score is calculated by the decisive score and the all-round score. So the decisive score totals statistics that have a direct impact on a game. So for instance, a goal, assist, red card. The all-round score totals statistics during a game that are less obvious track but are valuable when evaluating a player's overall performance and impact on a game. The maximum a player can score is 100 points. The minimum a player can score is 0 points. The decisive score is calculated using the following grid. The player starts at level 0, 35 points for a starter, 25 points for a sub. Each positive impact stat brings the player to the next level. Each negative impact stat brings the player to the previous level. Levels above 0 mean a guaranteed score. The player score cannot be lower than the minimum guaranteed at this level regardless of the all-round score. Example 1. A player has conceded 1 penalty and receives a red card and will end up on level -2, 5 points. Example 2. A player that concedes 2 penalties and receives a red card will end up on level -3, 0 points. So now on to the all-round score. So the all-round score accounts for secondary stats that are more difficult to track during live game. Sorare kept these statistics as they believe they help assess statistically the impact a player has on a game, especially for defensive positions. And the all-round score is computed using a number of actions. So as you can see in this goalkeeper example, he gets points for things like an attempted pass, an accurate final third pass, accurate long ball, contest won, saves from inside the box as well, all get different points attributed to them, some plus, some minus. So as I say, the decisive score and the all-round score make up the player's total score. So the decisive actions like goals, assists are an important thing to consider, as well as the number of passes a player makes during a game, accurate passes, attempted assists, tackles, things like that. So as you can see, there's a lot to learn about Sorare Fantasy Football, but this video should have covered a lot of the basics. As its heart, it's a World Fantasy Football League, but there's also league-specific tournaments as well, if you're only knowledgeable in, say, the English Premier League. It's also worth noting as well, before I conclude this video, that there's also an NBA version of Sorare as well, where it's a similar playing format where you pick 5 players to compete in the basketball NBA tournaments, fantasy tournaments on Sorare. We also have the Major League Baseball as well on Sorare, which is the official licensed cards from the MLB in America. In this format, you pick 7 players in this fantasy football sports, and there's some other same principles as there is in the NBA version of Sorare and the football version of Sorare. So I'll say, guys, if you did want to get signed up to Sorare today, use the link in the description below. This is the best link out there. You will get a free limited card, one of these yellow cards, when you sign up after buying 5 cards on auction. You'll also get a number of common cards as well, these cards here, when you draft your team in the league specific free-to-play tournaments. So why don't you get involved today, use the link in the description below. This also helps support this content. If you like this video as well, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you again on the next video, and good luck in the global fantasy sports game Sorare.